but I was always focused. I ain't waste no time. I ain't never calling my name. I used to walk to work every day, me and my dog. Like in and out, I came out alright.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl B, and I am back with another video. In today's video, as you already read by the title, I'll be doing a 6-month lock update. I'll also be including some tips, some do's and don'ts that I've learned on the course of my 6 months. And I hope you guys really like this video because I'm super excited to bring these tips and tricks to you guys because I have literally no lock content on my channel yet. So this is pretty exciting. And before I get into the do's and don'ts and tricks and tips, I'm going to just give you guys a little background about my lock journey. I know everybody's lock journey is different, but I'm just gonna give you a little bit about mine. So I started my lock journey back in October of last year, and I didn't like my first set, so I took it out. And I started over, and I started my second set in November. So November is actually when I quote unquote started this lock journey. So yeah, I just didn't like it. They were too big. The parts were looking a little crazy and it was just too much. So I just took it out and redid it. So this is actually my second set. Bit of background about my locks. But yeah, I decided to start my lock journey because I'm actually on a spiritual journey, guys, and I felt like besides the cosmetic look of the locks, which I love, I think locks will fit me really nicely. I wanted my locks to teach me a lot about myself and to teach me patience, most of all. I have a really big issue with patience, and so I felt like me going on my lock journey would help me with that, along with other things. So yeah, plus on top of that, I was really sick of my hair. Like I was natural before, starting my locks. So my hair was a lot. Like I have really thick hair and I have a lot of hair. So yeah, it was just a whole lot of, and I got tired of just doing my hair, trying to figure out different styles, and yeah, it was just a lot of reasons why I decided to just finally take that leap and start my lock journey. And honestly, guys, if you would have asked me like a year or two ago if I would ever do locks, my answer would have been no. But I feel like I'm just constantly changing and growing as a person. So where I'm at in my life right now, I feel like locks fit me perfectly, and I'm really proud of myself because, like I said, a year or two ago, I probably would have took them out like the next day just because of the ugly stage and just the maintenance overall. But I'm so happy that I've stuck with it. I'm so happy that I'm here at my 6-month mark. So yeah, it's just gonna progress from here. But yeah, after that little bit of background, now we can get into the do's and don'ts and the little tips that I have for you guys. But before I get into that, I do want to say, please subscribe. Also, like the video and comment. Tell me if you have any tips or anything that you guys want, and let's help each other out. Yeah, so just comment. Tell me about your lock journey. How far are you on your lock journey? How many locks do you have? What made you want to start your locks? I'm gonna start with my do's first, and I have about 5 do's. My first do will be to keep your hair moisturized. Guys, I cannot stress this enough. Keep your hair moisturized. It is super important. Make yourself a regimen and moisturize your hair every day. If not 2 times a day, definitely at least once. I moisturize my hair twice a day. And that's just how I do it because I feel like my hair requires a lot of moisture. My hair will get dry really fast. So you have to know your hair and you have to know what will work for your hair. But definitely I have to moisturize my hair at least 2 times a day because yeah, it gets dry. So I would say to moisturize your hair. What I use is rose water. I mix it with some aloe vera juice, and then I'll go in with like a lightweight oil. So yeah, I mixed the rose water and the aloe vera I mixed the rose water and the aloe vera gel together in a spray mist bottle. And after I down my hair, like drown it in some in that combination, I will then go in with my lightweight oil, and I'll just moisturize my hair like that, just to lock in that moisture. I will link the rose water and the aloe vera juice that I use down below in the description box. I'm actually currently out. I have to put in an order for some more, but you can get it off of Amazon. So I will link that below. They're both really, really good products, and I love them and swear by them. As far as the oil, you really just have to figure out your hair, like do some research. You could do the low porosity or high porosity test. They have 1,000 videos of that on YouTube, just to see what kind of hair you have, whether it's high porosity, low porosity, and then based on that, you can figure out what oils and what like shampoos and stuff like that will be best for you. So yeah, I would definitely suggest doing that, but definitely figure that out and get yourself a moisture regimen for your hair. Listen to me, guys. Listen, okay? My next do is to use silk scarves, silk bonnets, anything silk. You could also get a silk pillowcase and put it on your pillow and sleep on it at night if you don't want to like have your hair wrapped up. It's just depends on how, your preference, but I would definitely suggest to use silk materials on your hair when you're wrapping your hair, especially after you moisturize your hair. You want to lock in the moisture, and if you're just sleeping on cotton pillowcases, or you have like other type of materials that'll to like wrap your hair and stuff like that, and that comes in contact with your hair, it can definitely dry out your hair. Also, like put lint and stuff in your hair, and you do not want that. You don't want anything in your locks. So yeah, that's a tip that I would really highly suggest, is to get yourself some silk wrapping products. My next tip, and this one is really, really big for me. It might not be so big for you, but I'm going to tell you why I would recommend using this product, is to use clarifying shampoos. And the reason why I say that, especially for me, like I have really, really dry scalp, and I feel like I have some type of like scalp issue. I need to go see a dermatologist because it's really bad. And when my loctician was washing my hair yesterday, she had to wash my hair like 3 times, guys, because my scalp, like it'll get so much buildup and it'll get so dry, and it'll like start chipping away and just causing like flakes inside my locks. And you do not want to get that stuff stuck in your locks, because your locks are going to grow and mat, and you don't want all of that stuff to continue to grow inside your locks, and it's just not going to be a pretty situation. It's going to cause a lot of buildup, and we don't want that. We don't want buildup. So I would definitely suggest using clarifying shampoo. Even if you don't have like scalp issues, it'll probably be good to use clarifying shampoos. If you put products in your hair, a lot of products, especially heavy products, can cause a lot of buildup. So definitely invest in some clarifying shampoos to get rid of that, especially if you like use Eco Style gel like around your edges and stuff like that. Just any products you use at all, that clarifying shampoo will strip your hair of all of it. Next do, and this is a really, really important one, is to do your research, especially if you haven't started your locks yet and you're interested in starting your locks. Do your research. I watched so many videos on YouTube prior to starting my locks. I started my locks myself, guys, by the way. And I feel like with that, yes, it made me feel closer to my locks, and it made me feel like, okay, the journey is more personal to me. But I felt like there was certain things that I've had to learn as I went, and it was because I started my locks. I wasn't like a loctician, a professional. I didn't have my locks for years and knew like all this different stuff. I was just watching videos. But like I said, everybody's journey is different. So just do your research and just know everything that can possibly happen, and also how to treat your hair. So I would definitely suggest to do your research prior to starting your locks, just to know what you're in for. etc., etc., etc. My last do would be to separate matting and marrying at the roots. Like, I know, like, the problem that I had with one of the problems that I've had with my locks before seeing a loctician was that my roots were like starting to like combine, and you don't want it to grow like that because then it'll start to grow into one, and we don't want that. We don't want marrying roots. So when that happens, guys, rip them apart. Rip them apart, or take a scissors and like cut that space that's marrying together. You don't want your hair to grow like that, so definitely look out for that, and separate them. Now for don'ts. I have 6 don'ts, and you guys really, really take heed to these don'ts because they can make or break your locks. So my first don't, and it'll probably be the most important one out of all of these don'ts, and it's to not use conditioner in your hair. Yes, guys, do not use conditioner in your hair. When you're having locks and when you're on your lock journey, your hair is supposed to be matting together. And what does conditioners do? It detangles your hair. Your hair is supposed to be tangling. I didn't know this up until yesterday. My loctician told me, you're not supposed to be using conditioners because it'll stop your hair from doing what it's supposed to do, which is matting. And I didn't know that. I don't know why I didn't put 2 and 2 together, but like I said, I'm new to the journey, so I'm so happy she told me that. And she was saying, like, for me to be 6 months, I should be a little bit further along. Like, my hair should look more like locks, but they still kind of look like twists, some of them. So yeah, she was saying that I'll be further along on my journey if I wasn't using conditioner. So that's something I didn't know, and that's something that I really wanted to make sure that I wrote down so that I can remember to tell you guys, because that one is super, super important. The next don't that I have is to not style your hair often. Like, honestly, I would say not to style your hair in the very beginning, period. But if you want to style it, that's up to you. But I would say don't style, because especially if you have 2-strand twists like me, like that's what I started off with, you don't want to manipulate your hair and have your hands in your hair too much, because it's gonna cause unraveling. It's gonna cause like a stunt in your growth with your hair. So I would definitely suggest not to do styling in your hair. But in the very first months, I'll probably say like the first 5-6 months, no styling, just leave your hair as is. My next don't will be not to use like any rubber bands or hair accessories. Again, that can stunt your hair growth. Rubber bands actually tear out your hair, guys, and we don't want that. So please refrain away from using rubber bands and hair jewelry. It can cause unraveling. It can cause like tearing in your hair and all of that, and we don't want that. You don't want to manipulate the hair too much in the beginning. My next tip would be not to wash your hair too often, especially in the beginning stages of your lock journey. Especially if you started your locks with comb coils, I would not suggest washing your hair probably like in the first 5-6 months, just because it's so easy for like those comb coils to come out. I didn't start my lock journey with comb coils. I know nothing about comb coils, but from what I've heard and from what the videos I've watched, that one was a big no, not to wash your hair too early, because comb coils are a little bit more high maintenance than 2-strand twists, in my opinion. And yeah, if I didn't really wash my hair in the beginning, I probably waited like a month or 2 to wash my hair, just because I didn't want to mess with it. And washing your hair too often can also cause unraveling, so just keep that in mind, guys. Next, I have do not use thick products, and this one is very, very important, guys. A lot of people do not realize this, but it's very important not to use thick products in your hair, just because it can cause buildup. Buildup is something you do not want in your locks. That buildup will literally grow in your locks, and it'll just be dirty and nasty and just full of gunk. So please do not use heavy products in your hair. It'll be harder for those products to come out. Use lightweight products, lightweight shampoos, lightweight oils, lightweight sprays, just everything lightweight. Next don't will be to not retwist too often. Guys, in the very beginning, because I was just so in my head about the ugly stage, I retwisted my hair after 1 month, and then I retwisted it after the second month. But the third month, I didn't do a retwist until yesterday, which marked my 6 months. So I went like what, 3 months without a retwist? Yeah, like 3-4 months without a retwist. And honestly, you don't have to wait that long, but I would say probably get a retwist every other month or every 2 months for sure. Just because retwisting your hair too often can cause thinning. You do not want thinning. You do not want your roots to start thinning out, because once it starts thinning out, it's going to break off, and then guess what? You're gonna have to take that lock that came off and try to like either reattach it or put it onto another lock, and you just don't want to go through that. Why do you want to go through that? It's gonna cause thinning, and you don't want super thin locks. So that's it for my do's and don'ts. Now I'm gonna get into the 3 tips that I have for you guys. My first tip will be to be patient and to be kind with yourself, guys. This is a journey. It's not gonna happen overnight. You're not gonna wake up tomorrow and your hair is gonna be locked and they're gonna be down your back. It's not possible. So be patient, trust the journey, trust the process, and just know that in the end of it, it'll be all worth it, because you know, in the ending, it will be so rewarding once you see your hair and it's just to what you want it to look like. So be patient and be kind with yourself. The ugly stage is annoying, guys. I know, but there's a lot of things you can do to kind of play around with the ugly stage, and I'm gonna get into that in my next tip, which is to wear scarves and wear head wraps. For me, like when I don't have a retwist or when I'm just not feeling my hair that day, I would literally wrap my hair in like scarves, or I'll wrap my hair in like t-shirts and make like a bun in the back and like have just my edges out and just do my edges, and it'll look more put together, especially because my hair is short. My locks are short, so yeah, I will always do something to my hair just to like get me through the ugly stage. So definitely get you some nice head scarves, head wraps, nice patterns. They will help, trust me. And my last tip, find yourself a good loctician in your area, just because it took me a really long time to find a loctician. I've been looking for a loctician for months, guys, and it's so hard to find one because some of them don't reply. Some of them are super booked up. It's hard to find someone you also like their work. You see that they look like they know what they're doing. And yeah, so I would say if you're just starting your lock journey, look for a loctician from now. Find yourself a good loctician just so you can know who to go to if you're running into issues with your locks. Like me, I was running into a lot of issues with my locks, and I'm so glad that I found my loctician, because I went to her, she helped me, and I know like if I ever need to go to her for something, she's right there. Book an appointment, can go to her. You know, just have that on like standby basically. But yeah, y'all, this is it for my tips and tricks and do's and don'ts. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want some more tips and tricks and do's and don'ts, then definitely comment down below. I'm going to insert a clip from my experience getting my hair retwisted yesterday. I will see you guys in my next video. I love you guys so much, and peace, love, and light to you all.